Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming back to another series. I'm very excited about this new series. I want to start us off with talking about shame. But more than that, it's not just talking about shame. It's also discussing how to advocate for yourself. So let me take a step back. Brene Brown is a researcher and she studies vulnerability and shame amongst other things. If you don't know who Brene Brown is, I definitely encourage you to look her up. Her TED Talks are awesome. Listening to her speak anywhere you can is truly a treat and a pleasure, so please do that. She breaks down this definition of shame, but I don't want to necessarily get into that. I want to go ahead and look at the difference between shame and guilt. I want to start this video off by highlighting that because so often the two get confused and they truly are not the same. So the thing with Brene Brown is she does a great job in giving you the difference. Shame is the focus on the self. It's the focus on you. It's internalized versus guilt, which is the focus on a behavior. I stepped on your foot. Guilt, I did something careless. Shame, I am careless. Big difference. When I was growing up, there was this saying, especially when there were bullies on the playground: sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. Though that helped me in some instances, that is not true. I would actually argue that words can harm you way worse than sticks and stones, because sticks and stones, they're going to give me some bruises. You truly might break my bones. But guess what? Those bones will heal. I can go to the doctor right now with a broken arm. They will put it in a cast after setting it, and they'll check back in a few weeks. After X amount of time, that doctor can tell you when your arm is going to be healed, when I can go back and play catch. But words go deep. Words penetrate and they hit hard. I would much rather, if we're back in the days when I was growing up, I would have much rather have gotten a spanking than my mother shaming me. Because after a spanking, I got a hug and a kiss, and I knew that she would be with me and she would love me no matter what. When my clients come to me, they've had a different experience where they've been shamed. So let me take the second to say, no, I am not advocating spanking your children. I'm not giving my opinion on that whatsoever. I am saying my own experience. Full stop. So let's take shame a step farther. A lot of times, other people will attempt to shame us for whatever reason. People will attempt to police us into doing the things that they want us to do because they think that that's what we need to be doing. Now, certainly, if this is safety related, cool. Hey, don't cross the street without looking for traffic. Hey, don't just throw stuff on the stove. There's right? Those are safety things. But when you tell someone, are you sure you want to wear that? I mean, don't you want to put on a little bit of makeup? What you're doing is telling that person, youth or adult, and everywhere in between and outside of that, you are not enough. If you love wearing makeup, go for it. However, that doesn't give you the right to then shame someone else for not liking it. Just as you have the right to like something, someone else has the right to not like something. And so we get into this power struggle. And again, I mentioned my upbringing because my mother's words keep ringing in my head. She would, and still to this day will say, it's not my job to make you feel comfortable. And I use that all the time, especially now, because there are times when I need help, certainly, and there will be times that I need help and I'm going to need to reach out. However, I'm going to do that with safe people. For the most part, I am very self-sufficient. I am able to take care of the things that I need to take care of. And because of that, I don't need to rely on other people's expectations or thoughts about what I should be. Because I am. And what I am is who I am, and who I am is me, and it is perfectly me. And if someone else doesn't like that, that's okay. They don't have to. Yet that's their problem, not mine. So then we get into this idea of self-advocacy. A lot of people get very confused because they think that to advocate for themselves, they need to be aggressive or to essentially violate the rights of others to get their needs met. And that's not true. We can advocate for ourselves in an assertive manner. Stupid word. Ugh. But it's so important. So to be assertive means to express your needs without violating the needs of someone else. One more time. To be assertive is to express your needs without violating the needs of someone else. Now, this is really hard because we are in the age of social media, so it's so easy to look on a computer screen or on your phone or on your tablet or, I don't know, the watches that can talk to you and stuff. I don't have time for that. But either way, you have access to other people's lives like that. And when you have that entrance into other people's lives, you start to compare where you are to where they are. And at that point, we've gotten to some trouble because now we start to compare our journeys even more so than we already would have. Different video. Social media not only makes it easier for us to compare ourselves, it also makes it much easier for us to judge ourselves and others. So those comments, there's a reason that I don't mess with certain social media platforms, because sometimes it is so easy for people to be vicious when they can hide behind a screen. And I am so grateful that I am still of that mindset that if you send me a comment that's not constructive, you're not trying to help me grow to help others, and it's truly to tear me down, well, boop, delete. I don't have to read it. And I am grateful that I have that instilled in me, but not everyone is that fortunate, and it's a very difficult skill to build. So advocating for yourself becomes very important. So I can do a whole video series just on self-advocacy, but I'm not going to do that right now, and really kind of focus on this idea of being assertive. So I'll go ahead and take a step back. For those of you out there that are struggling with mental illness, this idea of shame, I want you to advocate for yourself. Do some intrapersonal advocacy. And what I mean by that is be careful of the words that you use to describe yourself. I am someone that has struggled with depressive symptoms and different depressive disorders in my lifetime. However, I would not describe myself as depressed. I have worked with clients that struggle with anxiety and depression and trauma disorders. However, I would not describe them as, oh, they're just anxious, depressed, and they're traumatized. While those words may be true, they also carry weight. Your mental illness is a part of you, though it does not define you. Not if you don't let it. So this video is just a beginning video in discussing this idea of shame. However, for those out there that are struggling with judgment of themselves, as well as those that are struggling with the desire to judge others, I invite you to take a step back and ask yourself, what is the purpose? What is it that you get out of placing judgment on others and placing judgment on yourself? Start there. Thank you for your time. I hope that you found this video to be helpful in one way or another. I hope that you were able to be comfortably uncomfortable in listening to this content. Please stay safe. Peace and love.